So seriously, how did we get here? I mean, how did we really get here? 99% of people won't even watch this video all the way through. It's just the nature of social media. A lot of people just come on here for entertainment, laugh, jokes, things like that, but deviating from the script for my usual content. But seriously, how did we get here? I don't know what happened to us as a society, but things have changed, man. When did we become so selfish? I don't comment much, but I read people's comments on posts. Like, people really getting upset because someone can't get their SNAP benefits, and really telling people, get a real job, get a job, stop mooching off everybody. Seriously, man, most people on SNAP benefits do work. It's just not enough to cover everything. And I know for the percentage of people that's doing well in this country, that may be a surprise for you, but there's really people out here struggling and they need help. So I don't understand how we got here. We didn't grow up like this. When I grew up, everybody knew everyone. You know, you could go on anybody on the street and a neighbor would feed you. No questions asked. I remember going to my friend's house. I mean, mom, dad, whoever, there was always a plate for me if I wanted to eat. But now we've gotten to a point where we just mad because someone needs help. And, you know, they're taking some of your tax dollars possibly to pay for this stuff, and you upset. I mean, like, for real, how did we get here? I don't understand. It's just madness to me. I mean, when you look at things like college, like, why is college so expensive? And I got 2 kids in college right now, and I do okay. But when I tell you college tuition is absolutely killing me right now, it is killing me. Seriously. It's probably more than a mortgage. And then for those certain people, like, well, you should have took out more student loans and going more debt than I'm already in. So I just had to throw that out there because I know somebody's going to think it, or someone's going to be like, well, you should have been putting away for this when you were younger. I wasn't making a lot of money in my earlier years. I'm sorry. Like, I wasn't making a lot of money. So, I mean, we did the best we could with what we had. But college should not cost this much. It's absolutely insane. And what's even worse about it, there's no guarantee of a job. The only guarantee is debt and more debt. But in this country, we're taught if you don't do it, you're not going to succeed. So it is what it is. But then, I mean, like I said, how did we get here? We're mad at undocumented people. For what? For people coming here trying to get a better life? And like, before you come at people in the comments about this sort of stuff, man, some of y'all never left this country and never been in situations where the situation was dire and you had to get out and figure it out later. Most of us have never been in that situation. We don't even know what that's like. And we got to stop spreading these rumors that everyone that comes over here is some sort of criminal. No, they're not. The 1 to 2 people, yeah, they get blown up all over the media, but that's not the majority of people here. And it's sad. Like, how did we get here? We just don't care. Like, we don't care people getting snatched out of homes, people going to court trying to do things the right way, and they getting snatched out of court, and we don't care. Families getting ripped apart. Or imagine, if you got small children right now and you just going to work like you've been doing, you get pulled over and you get snatched out of your car and you get sent to a detention camp and your kids have no idea where you are. That's terrifying. But yet there's some of you who don't care. Like, how do we get here? But on top of that, you got kids. One thing they don't talk about, and I know this personally because my wife works in the school system. You got kids that's afraid to come to school because of what's been happening. You got kids that's afraid to show up to class out of fear. And some of them are here legally, but it's because of who's getting targeted. They just aren't sure, so they stop coming to school. And you got people that are still like, good for them. I'm sick of it. Get them all out of here. How did we get here? This is not who we are, people. This is not who we are. And even when it comes to the government, what we've accepted or what they're trying to tell us the government is, I'm sorry, it's not middle-aged white men. That's not the representation of the entire country. But that's what's being portrayed. And it's not blonde-haired, blue-eyed white women. That's not the only representation in this country. How do we get here? There's way more people in this country, even with the military. Now we're at the point you're trying to tell me if you're too fat, too whatever, too this, too that, you can't serve. And y'all agree with this nonsense. But at the same time, some of y'all never served and ain't got no intention of serving and don't want your kids serving. But you got a lot to say about what the military should be doing. You don't know what these people go through. I was in the military. And when I tell you, it ain't the easiest thing. Because, yeah, most people in the military, they make a decent salary. But what happened recently, imagine going to work and not getting paid. And they didn't have a choice. Thankfully, they figured it out to get them money. But imagine showing up to work every day and not getting paid. Or being told, like, well, if you don't get paid, you know, your bank has agreed to do loans. A loan for your own pay is insane. But again, 99% of people will never see this part of the message. Those that do, you know, feel free to comment, share, whatever. But seriously, as a society, like, how did we get here? People are out here seriously struggling. People are in line for food that do quite well. It ain't just the poor people. There's middle-class people that are struggling with food, just the basic needs. And there's people out here who really don't care what people are going through. As long as you're okay, you're like, well, not my concern. Figure it out. But I got news for you. Everybody at some point had a hand up. I don't care if you're a business owner. Somebody gave you an opportunity. I don't care if you got a high-paying job. Somebody said yes to an interview to give you a shot. If you went to college, somebody helped you, even the government. If you took out any student loans, any financial aid you got, even if it was $500, you got help. So how did we get to this point where it's every man for themselves and you figure it out? Just because you made it over the hump, now you don't look back and see how people are struggling. It's crazy. I don't know. I guess it's just a rant. Some people gonna feel it, some people not. But this is madness. I don't know how we got here.